All right, all right, all right. What the hell? We've got GUMIHO in the top right going for a single proxy barracks Reaper in the middle of the map against SCARLETT in the top left. This is a bizarre build order. Now, she sees the barracks, but she thinks it's more than one barracks. She thinks she's playing against 2 or 3 racks Reaper, and she has no idea. She's actually building a spine crawler here, which is a big overreaction. So GUMIHO here kind of tricking her with this one barracks Reaper opening is really cute. Good micro from SCARLETT, though. Okay, Reaper's going to pull back. Now, he doesn't have an expansion, but he's got a factory, building a reactor, and a starport in the natural wall. This is a one-base opening, guys. GUMIHO is one-basing super duper hard. Now, SCARLETT doesn't realize this. She really doesn't have any information, so she's probably like, wait, why is there only 2 Reapers so far? What's going on? She does have a quick link speed, though, which is very important. And that command center finally goes down just before the 3-minute mark. GUMIHO bringing out a GUMIHO special one-base aggressive opening into a very late expansion, man. Oh me, oh my. Okay, so 3 Reapers getting a contain off. Sorry for the dodgy commentary. I was just finishing my lunch as we got into this game. I'm casting it live. Even if you're watching it on YouTube later. Just means it was a fun series, which already, it's a pretty cute build for GUMIHO. Already worthy of potentially uploading, I think. 3rd hatchery does go up, down, south. And it's going to be 2 Cyclones and a Medevac. Talk about an Overlord hunting crew. These Overlords need to get out of there the moment SCARLETT realizes what's up, but I think he's going to get at least 2 Overlords. So that's going to be annoying for SCARLETT to deal with. Now, she does have a few Zerglings on the way. She's on 34 workers versus 28 SCVs. His Orbital's only now finishing. Don't get me wrong, he's pretty heavily committed to this, but the fact that she built that Spine Crawler definitely did hurt her in the opening stage. Overlord number 1 goes down. Other Overlords trying to hide. GUMIHO is like, no way, dude. There is no way, Jose. Bringing myself back to 1992 as a 4-year-old, guys. No way, Jose. Wow, that's an old one. That's a real old one. There's like 3 people in Australia even called Jose. So that definitely is an import from American culture, I've got to imagine. Cyclone down the bottom. Coming on in. Looking for more Overlords. She's trying to get out. The Lings will come in and force the pickup though, surely. Oh, he goes for the drop on the other side to confirm the kill. Doesn't quite get it. 3rd command center is on the way. Raven, and still building more Cyclones. Wait, he's going mass Cyclone? Ooh, mass Ling Queen does beat this style, but you need to know about it. And of course, SCARLETT does not know about it. The Ravens are also going to help clear creep, which is cute. This is a very interesting style. Anti-armor missile also gives massive bonus damage, which is nice. Queens are escaping so far. Very good damage by those Cyclones, but transfusers will make up for it. 55 workers for SCARLETT. She's got a big economy. She's got a very, very big economy. Oh me, oh my. Got 2 more factories coming in. The commitment to mech is complete. We are going to be seeing a Cyclone Raven opening off of a single proxy barracks Reaper. That's going to go into traditional mech behind it, I would imagine. Could be mass Cyclone Hellion mech. Oh, auto turret spam. 1 Raven's going to fall. She's just going to straight up kill the turrets. She doesn't have many Zerglings. 30 a building. She's taking a lot of damage though. Once this Queen line disappears, you really do struggle. She's done some good focus fire. That Reaper grenade was deadly. Bounce those Queens back. She does end up holding on. She's lost about twice as much as he has, but she also has a massive worker advantage. So that in itself is not the end of the world. I think pullback, yeah, Killer Cyclone pullback is okay. And for her, probably pullback in general now until you can get a wrap around. She's going to have to build nothing but Zerglings and Queens for a little while. Spire is on the way, which is going to be a great choice against this particular style of mech that he's playing, where he's going Banshees, Hellions, Cyclones, and it looks like he probably wants to go into Siege Tanks in the near future, but he's actually going to need to go Thors, Cyclones, and potentially Widow Mines. Widow Mines being the best anti-Mutalisk unit out. She's also going Hydroden. Oh, so she wants to force him to go for all those units I just mentioned. Thors, Widow Mines, Cyclones, and she's going to go Lurkers, which wreck all of those units. That's great. Here we go. Hellions coming in for the droppy drop. Queen does take some damage. Hellbats are there as well. Oh, okay. Hellbat's taking some damage. And we're going to pull back. No direct damage dealt. Scarlett hasn't been droning for a little while though, guys. She built 50 Zerglings because she thought there might be more Cyclone aggression. So her economy is not that great. But she's stabilized. She's got Evo chambers coming in, Hydra upgrades coming in. She's built a small squad of Mutalisks. She's going to fly in, try to do some economic damage, and then get out of there. And no doubt swap into more of a lurker-based style behind it, I would expect. Banshees do not have Cloak. They're just kind of hanging out as ground anti-ground units. Hurricane Thrusters, Blue Flame, so that's Cyclone Speed and Blue Flame on the way. Extra factories being built, killing those SCVs, frustrating. You could just focus them down and force the cancels. Wouldn't be a bad move here. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 wow, wow. She's going to get one factory canceled. No! Survives on 7 hit points. Nice moves. Few Cyclones in both mineral lines. Good preparation by GUMIHO. And now there we go. Infestation Pits on the way as well as a second Evo chamber. She's going to take that gold base with the purple gas attached. And what is GUMIHO going to do to contest that? He's only got one armory. He's only just got back to mining in that main base after the disruption. Lots and lots of Cyclones being built right here. Now, Scarlett's actual army kind of sucks. It's just 50 Zerglings and 6 Mutalisks, but you don't really know that as GUMIHO. It's a very fast army that can pounce on you at any moment. She didn't build a Baneley Nest. That's something she may want to actually fix at some point in this game. Hellbat Drop comes in, kills a drone, and then does pull away. Mutalisks can clean that up whenever they feel like it. Hive is on the way, and I'd love to see that Lurker Den going down. I do think Lurker's a pretty good answer to Mac. Especially against like Thors, lots of Cyclones and Hellbats, all that stuff gets absolutely cleansed. It's like a purifying fire, man. Hellbats. Oh! Hellbat Medevac does get shot down. Nice catch. Scarlett tries to take a base. Luckily, it dies before it started. Otherwise, she'd be losing a lot more minerals there. It's mostly Ling Muta. And even, I mean, this is not a good fight for Scarlett, I don't think. She doesn't really get a full wraparound. Lings are okay versus Cyclones. Even just a few Blue Flame Aliens in there do some stuff. Muta's getting taken out. GUMIHO getting a pretty good trade again. Scarlett's realizing, oh god, yeah, this was actually a weak point for me. I didn't have many units right there. Banshees and Ravens getting pushed back. Raven does barely survive. Cyclone's pulling back for now. Tanks are on the way. The Hive about to finish. It looks like she's just going to go Hydra Viper. A classic anti-mech style that you don't see very much. I always tell people, if you can get Vipers up quickly enough and just make like 5 of them, it counts as mech pretty damn hard. It doesn't matter what mech units they build. You have Hydras and Vipers, it does okay. She's going to go for 4 Vipers to start. She's already got +1 range. She's got Carapace on the way. I'd love to see her use the second Evo chamber. She did build a second one. Hasn't pumped up an upgrade just yet, though. Gold base is building on location here for GUMIHO. He's on 83 workers, so he's got quite the economy. 7 factories. 1, 2 reactors. 3 reactors, which means he's only got 4 tech labs. And he's actually... Oh, he's going to start starports. Now, we know GUMIHO likes to go for battlecruiser transitions. I'd say it's one of the weakest transitions against Zerg. It's a tempo transition. It's I'm going to dive in your economy and kill all your drones and use the teleport, and you can't be everywhere at once, and haha, and then I got you. But the problem is, whenever you do teleport them aggressively, they do eventually get caught. Oh, she's flanking. The tanks on the side cover him, sorry. Cover GUMIHO. Okay, stop Scarlett's Hydras from getting on top. Greatest Buy is on the way. I mean, I wouldn't mind just going reactors and going range libs, honestly. I think it's a pretty slick style, but knowing GUMIHO... Oh, no, he does go reactor fusion core. But wait, he just canceled the fusion core from starting. That's a mistake. So he accidentally just misclicked. So he's going to think his fusion core is building, but it's not. Blinding Clouds and the Ducks coming in. Viper's going to get a few nicer Ducks. Good micro reactively for GUMIHO. Anything getting a Duck that is pretty good for Scarlett. She's continuing to attack. Even... Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, that's a bad fight for Scarlett. Attacking into mass Blue Flame Alien Cyclone and 4 siege tanks in the rear. Scarlett just took a horrendous fight. She thought she could bully him all the way back to his side of the map. But just the raw amount of units that GUMIHO has out there, he takes a fantastic fight. 5,000 resources ahead of the units lost. He's on 90 workers as well, so he's rallying 10 Cyclones across this map at a time. Funnily enough, he doesn't have rally points set. Looks like he accidentally reset his rally points. Don't even know how you do that on all your buildings at once. Like, is there even a button you can do to press that? I'm actually confused. Maybe he lifted them all accidentally and then landed them. Beautiful tank spready. She's dead. She's dead. He's got her. Really cool opening. The One-Rax Reaper threw her off from the start, and since then, she's just been taking a few bad fights where she attacks in, she's not quite ready, and she kind of panics and goes, I gotta defend my base, shit. And I think if she was a little more patient, maybe gave up a base in some of these scenarios, pulled back, took a better fight later, it might have worked out a little better for her. She's got 6 Vipers, which obviously can get insane efficiency. She was over the dead space, which is why she couldn't abduct there for a moment. She's got to pull back, though. She can't be fighting down here. She cannot be fighting out here. She's got to be careful because she doesn't have the numbers to fight the Cyclones in the open. And she's done. She's done for now. She's overextended again. That's too big. GUMIHO's got too big a rally of Cyclone Hellion. She can't dislodge him, which means she's going to lose these 2 southern bases. The Hellion Cyclone ruining her day right now. And as those queens go down, it's like, hey, I've got Mass Viper, but I've got nothing to abduct into. And Hydras are a fragile force. Don't get me wrong, the Viper Abduct is great with them. But once you've used up your Viper energy, you have to just wait. You have to let the Vipers go back, gather energy off those buildings, and then try again. It's not a bad style. I just think SCARLETT took the wrong fights this game. And I think the follow-up Cyclone attack down here, where he baited her into trying to surround with the Zerglings, was really well done. I think if you fight Cyclones with mass Zergling, you really need a 6 around and a very decisive massive Zerglings. Just too many units here. Lib's causing trouble for her as well, and it's a losing battle. He's just got way more stuff, and he's also got the better stuff with things like siege tanks on the front. You give her enough time, the Vipers will win the cost efficiency, but he's not giving her that time. Anti-armor missiles really help out Cyclones as well, guys. Remember, they shoot really fast, and they're getting +2 damage per tick for every one of those anti-armor missiles that's landing, so really well done. SCARLETT should be playing in Canada right now, guys. Shopify Rebellion HQ, I believe, is where they're all at. But maybe she's playing from home, I'm not quite sure. I know the whole Shopify team is over in Canada, getting ready for ESL Masters Atlanta. Some abducts going in on some of these units. She does take out a lot of them. You can see the power of the abduct, but look at her supply. She just has so much less stuff. She's been outscaled. Star turret's almost killing overlords over there as well. Where are the Vipers? Vipers are gathering more energy. I mean, she kept up a decent economy. She's still got 4 bases mining, but she's got to deal with this constant wave of just stuff coming in. Hellions getting 4 drones there. Cyclones cancel a hatchery in the north. 6 drones go down to the Hellions. GUMIHO's going to send a few Cyclones down south as well. He is all over her right now. Lib range finally does come in. That fusion core he accidentally didn't build earlier, he did now add. We've got Cyclones locking onto the southern hatch. They won't be able to kill it, but it's going to be severely softened up for the next wave. It's got more units coming in the north as well. Hydras do defend the hatchery. He comes in on this side as well. Once again, 2 Hellions splitting off. They are +2, soon to be +3 weapon Blue Flame. 4 more drones falling. Losses that SCARLETT can't afford right now. She's got a few Broodlords, which are very good for picking away at siege tanks. But she's going to have to start using parasitic bombs on the Viking Liberator, as well as abducts to clear out that air advantage. Otherwise, the Vikings are going to wreck her Vipers. Let's see what she can get done here. Her Vipers have not been transfused because she lost all of her Queens earlier, so they're very wounded right now. I do like her Blinding Cloud, but remember, Lock-On does not require, anything. It's a spell, so even though it does the same normal damage, it's very painful. And the way he just shoves through, kills most of her Vipers, and overwhelms. She doesn't have enough Hydras on the ground. You want to have a few Banelings in these scenarios, so when they try to jump on you, the Banelings get really good hits. And the Hydra Viper is obviously just the ultimate long-range composition for abducting your enemy's units in a few at a time and picking them apart. A beautiful way of doing it. Oh, I get why the cake emote's not working. It's because Nightbot's not subscribed. Ah, Dot set up this silly birthday command. Anyways, GUMIHO's all over her. She's done. The first big Hydra engagement where she ran into siege tanks is where she gave up control of this game. You do have a bit of urgency as a Viper Hydra player, but obviously you get a bit too urgent, shove in, take a bad fight, and then from there you just don't have the numbers to compete. Really well played. Battlecruiser upgrades were on the way. The transition would have happened eventually, but GUMIHO takes a clean game 1. All right, a rough game 1 for SCARLETT in the top left, and she's going to have an even rougher game 2 if she doesn't scout soon, because that's a proxy 2 racks with a 3rd SCV coming up behind. It's going to be a proxy 3 barracks Marine SCV attack. SCARLETT will scout it, but only with the 2nd Overlord. So she's not going to have a lot of time to prepare. She's doing a normal hatch gas pool opening. If she was doing a 15 hatch 15 pool, she'd be really well set up to defend this. With this build order, it's going to be tough. It's possible, but it's going to be very tough. Now, the only thing working for her is that the 3rd barracks is far enough forwards. I think she'll scout all 3 barracks at once. So at least she knows it's 3 racks, not 2 racks. If you think it's 2 racks, often you don't pull enough units and you do not react hard enough. There we go. She sees all 3 barracks. She knows what she's up against. He, on the other hand, does not see the Overlord. He doesn't know he's been spotted because the Overlord has much longer sight range than SCVs. Orbital's on the way behind this off just 18 SCVs. GUMIHO going to start to rally those workers forward with that first Marine and start to build a bunker. She's going to have to pull drones. Oh no, she's giving up the natural. Okay. Scarlett says, look, I might beat him with a drone micro and Zerglings, but I might not. Screw it. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to take a second gas, go Roach Warren. I'm going to let this hatchery die. You might wonder, why doesn't she cancel it? The reason is if she cancels that, he knows he can run straight up her ramp and start killing drones. But if she leaves the hatchery there, he kind of has to respect it a little bit more because otherwise Queens and Zerglings can pop from behind you. And running up the ramp is very dangerous. So he's just playing it real cautious for now. He's going to run in with an SCV. And when he sees the second gas mining the Roach Warren, he's like, oh, it's one base Ravager. Okay. Now, how does he respond? Some people double down on the bunkers on the front against this. I don't know what GUMIHO is going to do. Usually, you do want to go one base Banshee into a very slow command center because you're going to definitely kill the hatchery. Oh, Zerglings pop at the same time as the Queen. That was kind of cute for Scarlett. She's going to kill a couple of Marines. She got 1 Marine for 4 Zerglings and a Queen. Maybe not the highest value trade. Maybe not. Queen here. Roaches are building, but uh-oh. Oh, she's going to lose a bunch of drones. Unless, I mean, he's afraid of getting cornered by the Roaches, though. That's... Oh, she's building so many Roaches on the natural. If she can kill a lot of these Marines, that's going to be great. She gets 1. She gets another one. Can she get a 3rd? Oh, that 3rd one barely slipped into the bunker. Good micro. And you see, she can just heal up by morphing into Ravagers, which she was going to do anyway. The hatchery will die, but she's like, okay, when the Broodlings go forward, I'm going to attack with the Roaches as well. 16 student, Shadow Drizzt, thank you so much for the subbies, guys. All right, here we go. She's going to go for it. No, she's not going with the Broodlings. Oh, she didn't send the Broodlings to fight. Scarlett. That was weird. Could have got a little bit of free damage. Not the end of the world. It is what it is. All right, so her Ravagers are just going to keep hitting. This Overlord's trying to build with regeneration and its crazy armor. You can see eggs take pretty much forever to die. I think it will survive. I think that Overlord barely gets out and gets away unless he runs forward and focuses it. She's trying to do right now. The Overlord does pop. Oh, he's got Marauders. He's going concussive Marauders on the front, guys. So he's going to go Marauders. Oh, he's going to try and really contain her with 3 Arax Marauder. He's even building a Reaper right there, which I think is an accident, but maybe it's to scout the main. So she's probably going to end up having to play Ravager Zergling. Actually, I think pure Roach Ravager might still be okay if you just micro really well. The bunker with the Marauder in it has 7 range, so she's got to be real cautious. She can just barely get in casting range. Once you get 7 Ravagers, you can one-shot the bunker. Repair won't really help. As it is, the repair is costing money, but not that much. It's cost it maybe 100 minerals so far. Nice biles. Nice biles. The slow Zerglings are pretty good just for tanking. They actually do okay. Only 50 minerals, you get 70 hit points. It's way tankier than a Marine is for its cost. And uh-oh. She's going to try and fight, but those Marauders are going to ruin her day because he's got concussive. And yeah, if she had Speedlings wrapping around, maybe. But, oh man, this is so close. This is actually so close. This is if she doesn't get rid of Stim, she loses the game. If he gets Stim up, I do think he wins. Yeah, I think with the units popping out here, he's actually going to break the Ravagers, and that might be game. Oh, because now he gets Stim. Don't get me wrong, he's only on 1 base. She's trying to rebuild a hatchery, but I think she actually needed to fight defensively on creep and use the corrosive biles to try to zone him out. She wanted to get out there before Stim finished. It turns out it was a little bit too ambitious. She pays the ultimate price. Nice focus fire here. Yeah, if you can pull back and like heal your weak units and stuff, that's always really nice. But look at the answer. Comes in with a pretty good answer. He does get a Ravager, but he's lost 2 Marauders so far for it. Pretty good play by Scarlett. And whenever you're on creep, those slow Zerglings very good versus the Marauders. It's kind of one of these things where she wishes so badly that she'd made Link Speed at this point, because Link Speed ruins Marauders, man. And she's going to be able to chase down these Marauders at least a little bit. But I don't know about continuing to chase. I almost feel like it's very scary to do that. There's a factory coming up behind this. This is such a weird scenario right now. I love this game, man. Marauders all hanging out. Why do so many casters join the same game? Oh, I followed Scarlett from the start. I was like, oh, I want to do her versus DRG, see how it goes. But I'm imagining other people finished. This was the next series that started, and downtime, not something most streamers like dealing with, so they all hop in the same cast, unfortunately. Oh, this is a best of 5, guys, yes. I just didn't press the right button at the start. Link Speed's on the way. Marines are being added for GUMIHO. It looks like he's going to go medevacs behind this, but if she can go for a big links around before he gets there, that'd be great. I like the Biles coming down, almost setting that tech lab on fire already. Can't really chase down the Ravager Zergling. Ooh, almost gets a Ravager. If she can get rid of these barracks, he doesn't really have any production at home. I actually think this favors SCARLETT right now just because his production kind of has to go home. Mass Zerglings and Ling Speed are on the way. If those medevacs get here, I think it turns back in the favor of GUMIHO potentially. But right now, SCARLETT has the scarier force. She's going to try and run around the left and catch him somehow. But I think the medevacs will get out. And he could actually, if he wants, hide behind there and then ferry his way back into the main base. Because the Lings are going to start trying to attack the ramp, that's going to be a problem. The Lings are coming down. The medevacs can only save so many of these units. She can try and zone him out with Corrosive Biles. It's not a bad play. He's going to run back up and drop behind the ramp to try to get some firepower there. Ooh, I mean, she breaks the ramp, but she doesn't want to force her way in. She's like, screw it. I'm taking a third. I'm droning up. And she's actually, you know what? Why not? Let's go for it. The Mass Ling, there's just nothing to counter the Zerglings. Too many Marauders for GUMIHO. And a really fun build. SCARLETT ties up the series 1-1. All right, we got SCARLETT in the bottom right, stabilizing after a scary situation. She's a absolute master of playing that one base roach response. That game reminded me of the game versus Beyond from earlier this year. I believe it was in Sweden. She had a crazy game versus Beyond on the small map. Babylon. Yeah. Babylon was the small map, right, guys? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, I think I'm getting my names correct. So basically, they had an insane game. And I think she ended up winning, but it was like down to the wire, 25-minute game after exactly the same sort of early game. But he actually managed to get home and like stabilize a little bit better, whereas GUMIHO overcommitted a little bit there. The power of the Ravager is great, but you do need warning. This time, GUMIHO is going for a more standard 1-Rax expand. A Reaper on the way nice and early. Did start right on about 125, 120... Sorry, 20 seconds ago. Yeah, 126. So it's a pretty crisp Reaper, maybe 127. Pig, we still have double music? No. You're talking about during the highlight clips? Yeah, that's never going to change. There's no way to fix that. Sorry. Single PC setup woes. I'm not going to micro it each time, and there's no easy way to fix it. There's always someone who's like, oh, if you install these 7 pieces of software made by random dudes that that are filled with viruses, you can fix it. But you know, it's always like, yeah. Ooh. I should probably just take off the music on those so we just hear the other music that I have playing. So at least it's only single track. But anyway. Nice sport trick so far for SCARLETT. She's looking pretty good. Reaper will get out. Third command center on the way up inside the main base. Third queen's on the way. An extra overlord's building also. Reaper is starting to tickle the hatchery. If GUMIHO just plays in 8-Rax, this is a pretty decent map for it. He accidentally hasn't landed that factory. There we go. Should be seeing those 2 Hellions starting up. So he's going Hellions very early, and he's doing that because he hasn't started the second gas or a starport. You're going to notice? This is like where GUMIHO does a GUMIHO special and just builds a 4th command center on 1 gas. I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not, because I'm also like, okay, where's the second gas? It finally goes down at 3 minutes 30. He just wants a lot of minerals for now. Second gas is coming, as well as stim before starport, so I think GUMIHO will be building a second barracks in a moment on this reactor. You can see he's already got an SCV coming down. No, he does go for the very delayed starport. Interesting. Is Classic still in the tournaments? I think Classic managed to qualify through the lower bracket of the closed EU qualifier. Maybe someone in chat can clarify. I believe Classic will be there. Kato. Uh-oh, watch out. Those Lings were threatening this around, so I think that was a wise call by GUMIHO to kind of get in, do some damage, and then slide back. Second barracks does build on the reactor. We've got another reactor building for the starport up here, but it's not in time, so it looks like just a single medevac to start. Definitely one of these weird GUMIHO builds where everything's like a little different to a normal opening, but at the end of the day, it ends up in a similar position. There'll be multiple barracks making Marines, medevacs, all that sort of stuff. I mean, his third barracks is super late, though. Normally, you'd go for a second and third barracks, then the double engineering bay, and then you'd start thinking about medevac production. But he wants to get the momentum going just a little bit earlier. And actually, he's going to build reactor Hellions. Okay. Thinking about doing some sort of weird stim marine hellbat timing is GUMIHO. It's not a bad way to play. I did see a few people go for 8 racks pushes with hellbats recently. It's not a bad way to do it, but it lacks the pushing power of the siege tank. The siege tanks have such nice long range, whereas hellbats are good at wrecking heavy zergling counts, but if they have enough banelings and they just pick their fights correctly, it's hard to really force a victory. You can clear creep, you can take map control with hellbats. Actually pushing on creep and killing the zerg, very hard to do. So we've got Hellions on the south, Marines going around the north, and more Hellions are still building. He's massively delaying his extra barracks by doing this, guys. It's almost 6 minutes. There's still no 4th and 5th barracks. Stim Marines do get another Overlord on the pillar. He's so far killed 2 Overlords and a single Zergling. Hellions running in the south. Zergling's going to try and surround them, but looks like the Hellions should be able to win this fight. They just got to get out of there now that the Queens are on top. Good micro by GUMIHO. Loses a few Hellions, though. The unit's lost tabs okay for SCARLETT. She doesn't want to lose the 4th, though. No way. Oh, damn. I mean, she can transfuse it when it finishes, but she ain't there yet. And I think GUMIHO right now...
Paused.
Oh, no. What's going on? Are they lagging? Playing Western US. I don't have any lag at all that I'm noticing. My ping's like 1... I think it says 180. I think that says 182, which is pretty damn high on the ping for US West for me. Not sure what's going on here. 1-1 upgrades are on the way. No, Classic is out. Classic lost to DRG in the open qualifiers for this. Ah, thank you, chat. Good catch. He lost versus Skillers 3-2 as well in the European one. Ah, of course. Forgot about that. Okay, Marines get a cancel. Really nice pickup there for GUMIHO. She's building a 5th in the bottom, a new 4th there, but she's stuck on 3-base saturation for a little bit. I can see mass Hellbat. Soon to be 5 barracks play. It's such a weird style. This is such a GUMIHO special. Like, I have almost as many Hellions as Marines at the 7-minute mark. Like, what the hell? She's got Hydras, which are really good versus this. Oh, early Hydras ruin this style. Because you kind of need to spread your units out or they die to banelings. But if you spread them out and come in a little bit at a time, the Hydras just stand there and shoot you down. Queen's coming forward. I feel like in Legacy I have to go... Oh, hold on. I'll answer that question in chat soon. Hydras should be able to shut this down pretty hard, but actually there's not many units yet. There's not many units for SCARLETT. The Queens should be able to hold the line with the Hydra damage, though. Hydras need to shuffle back. Hydras need to shuffle back. She didn't shuffle her Hydras quickly enough. The Queens are the tanky front line here. Nice transfuses, though, for SCARLETT. She shuts it down. Well played. So we had a good question from chat. I feel like in Legacy I have to go 6 Hellions, and that's the way to do it. And otherwise I can get flooded by too many Zerglings. But I see the pros get away with 4. Is there a way to know to do this? Just micro your Hellions better. You can defend Ling Floods with 4 Hellions. You just need to keep the Hellions at home, be a bit more, you know, if you think there's any chance of them doing cheeky stuff. Just have to be a bit more conservative. Be a bit more perfect on your defensive micro. A bit less room for error. In general, don't obsess over details like that. If you feel you need 6 to be safe, just do the same build, but with 6 Hellions instead of 4. Totally fine. Doesn't make that big of a difference. If it gives you that comfort, you know. Good cleanups here by SCARLETT. She can get rid of the Widow Mines. That would be great. She does need Overseers on the front. She's got 2 Overseers right now. They are going down the south. Overlord Speed's on the way. Her 1-1 upgrades are finished, sorry. She's going to go range and +2 carapace. It is an 8 barracks for GUMIHO, so he is indeed doing a 8 racks after the 4th base. So he's going 4-base biomine. Interesting. She's on 90 workers, 6 more building. SCARLETT's playing very greedy. If he can just shove in, he might catch her with her pants down. You've really got to make sure you just make sure she has enough banelings. She needs to just keep making more banelings and survives because she's got a giant economy. I mean, his economy is good, 82 workers, 4 base, but she's on 5 base, 92, and that's a very big economy. And he's building a rather basic unit comp, so he's not really investing in ghosts and second and third factory and any of that stuff. He's just like, no, mines, Marauders, Marines, mines, Marauders, Marines, let's go. Looks like a Widowmine just got a big splash on those Zerg units. Not sure what they killed, but definitely looked quite effective on the north. She's more than ready for this. So the Queen already got taken out by that Widowmine. Infestation Pit's on the way. He runs in and immediately runs away. Her army in the south pushing him back quite easily. Queen goes down though. She's only down to 7 queens now. He's going to keep clearing this creep on both sides. Sporkril is there. Her army went to try to catch him. He's going to dive past. GUMIHO channeling his inner Beyond. I think Scarlett's getting a bit cocky maybe. I don't know though. This is going to cost him a lot of units. These Medevacs taking big damage. Her Hydras in the south look like there's maybe barely enough numbers to hang on. He's got 2-2. She's only got 0-1. Those Hydras are outgunned by these units. Looks like she barely holds as the Banelings come in. The Medevacs go forth. They went north, they went south, they went north, they went south. They finally end up in the south. A lot of units still alive there. More units coming in from that angle. Once her 1-2 upgrades finish, she's going to be looking a lot more comfortable. Right now, she is definitely in a bit of problems. Leaves a few Marines and Marauders behind, and he's going to lose a Medevac with 5 more Marines in it. That's costly for GUMIHO. Her Hydras are outnumbered, though. Hydras are very good at winning when they've got the advantage numbers, but when they're a little outnumbered, oh, okay, it's good enough. It's good enough. She does clean up a lot of the army. 6 drones do go down here on the south, but GUMIHO is actually bleeding out worse than she is. He's trading a little more effectively than her. Whoa, get out of there, Scarlett. Get out of there. She's distracted on the front. She needs to pull her whole army down. He's actually doing a great job with this drop, and she pulled her whole army to the south. Nothing's left on the high ground. He's going to pick up and go back to the high ground for sure. He does only save 1 Medevac worth of units, though, and that's going to be pretty decent, I think, for Scarlett. No, not enough Hydra. She still doesn't have movement speed. She's forgotten muscular augments. Oh, gee. That's not good for her. Muscular augments being forgotten about. His Medevacs are going to fly through the Hydras if he doesn't watch out. Hydra's really making it difficult for GUMIHO to get these units home. His +3 attacks on the way, almost finished. +3 armor never started. Scarlett starts +3 carapace here. She does cancel her upgrades. Doesn't have enough to start a +2 upgrade straight away, and now she's distracted fighting, which means that may be forgotten about for a very long time. She's got 31 Hydralists. I've always argued that's too many, and against many styles it is, but against this Biomine style, it's actually doing A-okay. Range Lives will be the follow-up for GUMIHO. He's going for the Fusion Core. He's still only on 1 starport, though, so I'd like to see a second starport to really pound out those Liberators. Once you get a bunch of Libs, the Hydras really can't attack into it unless they've got something like Vipers to abduct and pull those Libs out of siege mode. She's got very little army in the north. It's a few Hydras, Lings, and Banes. He's coming with a big, meaty Marauder force. Not something she can really engage into. Her Banelings kill a single Widowmine and Marauder. Uh-oh. It's a big map to cover. She needs a lot more army in the north. She's not sending much up there. She's trying to send Ling Bane. She will lose her 6th base. Good snipe for GUMIHO. Now, GUMIHO's got a 5th base down there, but he's not going for the long game. He's only just taking new bases. He's not building extra orbitals, so he's not playing for the Iron Bank. Marauder's doing a good job of blocking there. Baneling's coming forward. Baneling's coming forward. They get cleaned up. Good spready backwards. Great trading here for GUMIHO. He's bringing the rest of his army north, which is very dangerous. Scarlett needs to respond, though. Scarlett's a little slow to respond to this. She's on 28 Hydras. She's trying to build Infestors right now, which would shut this down pretty hard. She doesn't have them up as we speak, though. She needs to morph more Banelings. But she's down to 79 workers. She lost another 7 workers. He's being so frustrated to deal with. Scarlett's kind of reeling. I can't believe this style's working for GUMIHO. Crazy style, but 3-2 versus 1-2 upgrades. Oh, the upgrade advantage. And this is why raw Hydras are a support unit, guys. You need Banelings or Infestors to make them god tier. Otherwise, Bio just beats them straight up. That's kind of a silly way to lose this game, having 31 Hydras without enough Banelings. Infestor popped, dropped a fungal, and instantly died. Great pushing power and decisiveness for GUMIHO. I've seen a bit of this mass Bio style. I haven't seen it look that fantastic. Like I saw Cure do it one game, and it looked kind of bad. This game, it looked excellent. GUMIHO playing very nice. All right, going into the next one. GUMIHO is going Command Center first, and he's going to go for the double gas follow-up. So it is still Reaper into Factory, but off of a CC first. Scarlett, unfortunately for her sake, built 4 Zerglings, expecting a Reaper. Didn't realize. This is actually a CC first, and now she comes in, realizes, oh, there is a Reaper, it's just delayed. So that's going to be 2 Zerglings getting killed for free. Now, you might be wondering, well, what do you mean? Don't you always build 4 Zerglings? Not against Command Center first. And when this build was really popular, the Zergs actually stopped building any Zerglings. They just kept building drones. And only when they saw a Reaper coming out with the Overlord would they react by building Zerglings. So it was a really cool thing they started doing to adjust and adapt their play. But SCARLETT, she's losing a lot of units here. Now, her Zergling's going to try to get in. If she can scout, this would be massive because there's a second factory on the high ground. Oh, she gets in. She gets in. She sees the starport, and more importantly, she sees the second factory. She clicked on it. She knows it's a second factory. And does he cancel it or does he continue? Looks like he's going to continue for now. But SCARLETT with the heads up on that scouting, that's really good. I think it's well worth. We got a question there about considering putting more than 1 video up a day on YouTube. If I did have like 20 awesome casts that I thought were worthy of putting up on YouTube, I would probably try to do 2 a day. Or 3 a day, right? Until we kind of clear the backlog. But as it is, I struggle to get 7 really top tier series. Like, I like to put all the most interesting, exciting, and top player series on YouTube. So if I did have, like, if there was just 50 billion tournaments going on, so many good games, then sure. But as it is, it's best to spread them out and just do 1 a day. Because especially we do a lot of casts that are like over an hour long, right? A lot of minimum 40 minutes, often our series are 50 minutes, an hour and a half, an hour 20, something like that. And if I put 2 of those out in a day, most of them aren't getting watched, and the algorithm goes, oh, people aren't interested in these. Unfortunately, I think when your channel's past a certain size, it might be different, but there'd only be a very small minority that actually watch more than an hour or an hour and a half of StarCraft on my YouTube channel every day. So as it is, it seems to be a nice sweet spot where a lot of new people seem to be finding my channel, which is, of course, what we want. 3rd Command Center into double armory. Oh, my lord. Dude, this is going to be an Omega Mech build. Now, I want to see SCARLETT play the same Hydra Viper style, but just play it a little bit more finesse. Don't overcommit when your Vipers are out of energy. You know, wait for the right numbers and do some other stuff. Got drones rallying down south. 57 workers against 43 drones. Viking is just zoning around. Now, Raven again. I love that he goes Raven. I've actually been loving Raven with mech. Once they brought out the cheaper Raven, I was mixing Ravens into my mech build a lot. I haven't really been playing mech recently because I was learning bio and practicing it for Bronze to GM, but the mech plays, I feel like, because you're naturally a bit slower paced than bio, the creep always gets out there really far, and it just uses way too many scans to clean up. But if you keep a Raven alive for a long time, you're already looking at a slower pace, more efficient style. It's so damn effective. So with bio styles, I think it's really hard to make the argument for squeezing the Raven into a build order. Like, players try it. You see pro players try it. It never has long-term success. It works for like 1 game, and then the opponents shut it down the 2nd game, and you're like, ah, damn it. Just a bit too slow, the Raven. It was a little bit faster. Didn't mess up your micro as much by taking priority. Might be nice. Is SCARLETT playing the quick ultra build? Guys, I think SCARLETT's playing the quick ultra build. She's going infestation, single evo. No, she's going range. Okay, never mind. She's just going quick vipers for Hive. Because she knows it's mech from the 2 factories, so we're going to see the Hive start at 6 minutes 30. Look at this, guys. Infestation pit finishes, Hive starts. Look at how good she is at her macro. 3, no, she's just building infestors for now. Never mind. She's just building infestors to try to catch the battle mech. She will add the Hive eventually, but for now it looks like it's just going to be a Roach, a Ravager, probably Ling Bane into infestor. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a 2nd evolution chamber and Ling speed. Actually, wait. She doesn't even have Ling speed, so maybe she stays Roach and then goes Lurker, Viper on Hive. Interesting. Maybe play more of a Roach Hydra base. Ooh, Hellions and Ravens rotating to the left. What are we going to do? Queen's coming south. Oh, bye. Okay, those queens are going to take a lot of damage. She's looking for the fungal setup. If she could flank this, like break those rocks and come in from behind. But now he sees the infestors, and GUMIHO's like, nope, let's get out of there. He's already building lots of tanks. He's got two upgrades on the way. His upgrade advantage is going to be disgusting. His upgrades are so fast this game. I worry for the 2-2 or even 3-3 mech timing. She's going to go Hive and Spire, so she's planning to get Broodlords out. Broodlords are just an anti-siege tank unit. That is their entire purpose, is to force those siege tanks to friendly fire while shooting on those Broodlings. Gumiho's really good at focusing though. So if you run your roaches in range, he'll just target the tanks on the roaches and ignore the broodlords. Oh, here we go. Hellbat tank doing what they can. We've got the infestors, roaches, and ravagers gathering out front. She looks like she wants to go for an attack. She does do a triple bile, loses a ravager for it, but I think that's worth. And oh, she could get rid of that raven. It would be so nice. Anti-armor missile does scare SCARLETT away for now. Second Evo chamber's on the way. We've got +2 range, link speed started, and we definitely want to see a melee upgrade. That boosts the power of broodlings as well as future zerglings and or ultralisk tech switches. No baneling tech available right now. The melee upgrade is there though. Oh, he's out of position. She scared him back with her infestors. Now he does a Hellion run by, which is great. But she can just kill this command center. Oh no, she split most of her units back to defend the Hellions. Queens are there. Drones are rallying through the Hellbats. Oh no! She ends up not killing the base as well. She lets him... Oh, she just pulls... She could have dealt with this just with the Queens and killed that command center, or at least forced it to cancel and lift. Oh, now she's losing a lot of Ravagers. All of her Ravagers are going to die. None of their biles landed. Oh no, SCARLETT losing so many of these valuable Ravagers. I remember Ravagers are 3 supply units. They're absolute garbage. Like, don't get me wrong, bile is really good, but they're really garbage for their stats, for their supply cost. Oh, sorry, bile fungal just kills half of Gumiho's army. Sorry guys, I apologize. I will stop talking now. Raven, Viking do get hit by biles, but they survive for now. Tanks are getting some good shots off from the high ground. She drops like 10 biles on one siege tank. There is a Zerg player who says, get out of here, dirty siege tanks. Lings are being built right now by her. I think she could definitely, yeah, use the Lings to just surround these Hellions and then go for broodlords after the Zerglings. Lots of Thors, tanks, Hellions, Cyclones all on the way. A lot of traditional mech units. She's going to try and get some of these SCVs, but she's letting them survive. Oh, they're all stacked on the gas. So dangerous for Gumiho to have done that. I like that she takes out the sensor tower with corrosive bile, though. Very nicely done. I'm telling you, these SCVs stacking up there is so risky. Lucky to have gotten away with that. She does take out a few siege tanks. Ravage is a bit more expendable than those tanks. Oh, fungal. She does lose the infestors, but at least she kills a Thor. Got a Hellion Cyclone coming in, though. Oh, he's really going to go for it. Oh, man, Ravagers, like I said, they're trash for their stats. They're so expensive. She biles a Thor partially, but doesn't get the kill. She doesn't have anything to capitalize on top of that. Her Lings went across, forced a command center to lift. She does deal with a siege tank, but no Banelings in the mix. And she needs Banelings to, like, every time he jumps forward like this, Banelings are what will answer it, but she's not playing Banelings. And I really feel like as much as Banelings aren't as good as they once were, I think you still need them against this sort of army. Either that or she's going to have like 7 infestors. 1 infestor won't cut it. If you're using them to replace Banelings for kind of punishing clumped up small units trying to attack into you, well, you need endless fungal. She doesn't have it right now. And we're getting to that stage of the game where SCARLETT took really bad fights versus Gumiho in game 1. And I think she's going to do the same thing because she just doesn't have the supply efficiency without Banelings to really force good engagements. And look, he's going to come down and just jump on top with this overwhelming numbers. He's even dropping Thors on top of her face right now with that bloody medevac there. And he's just chasing her home with this gigantic army. She's stuck on Mass Roach Ravager. I definitely feel some Banelings would be amazing. Fungal technically can wear these units down, but Banelings would cleanse this army. Because she's not able to do that, she has to abandon the position, do more of a fighting retreat, just trying to clear the Hellbats. And yes, he's paying a premium on Hellbats that he's throwing into the meat grinder to make this happen. But it's working pretty well. Broodlord's starting a siege here. That Broodlord going in range of the Thor. You gotta watch out, SCARLETT. The Thor pulls out a tiny back payload. That Broodlord runs way too far forward. I don't know what that Broodlord was doing. SCARLETT's got to stutter step those Broods back. Get him out of there, SCARLETT! She's fighting the Thors with the Broodlords. A very dangerous choice. I know she's spamming Transfuse. And it works out well enough, actually, because you know what? The Roach Ravager came in from the south. It wasn't a purposeful bait. I thought she was screwing up and having a brain fart. She was doing a 300 IQ bait. She let a Broodlord wander forward. The other ones were just sitting there. It looked exposed. It looked vulnerable. He went for it, and she spammed machine gun transfused all over those Broodlords. Would not let them die. Only 1 or 2 Broods went down, and she really messed up his army. Now she's coming in with a counterattack. Roach Ravager coming in from 2 sides. Unable to land biles on top of Gumiho's amazing micro, but his numbers aren't good enough. The Broodlings getting taken out by the Hellbats. More Hellbats are morphing. That command center gets lifted. SCARLETT. I should never have doubted her. She says, Pig, this is what you can do when you don't waste money on Banelings, idiot. And I'm like, I'm sorry, SCARLETT. I never should have doubted you. You are the god of Zerg. I don't know what the prayer to SCARLETT would be like. Hallowed be thy creep tumor. put in his ground. So do nutrients flow. I thank you for our daily goop. And may we drop creep on our opponent's third base. Anyways, she's way ahead now. If she can just go kill this base, easy win. She's not really, like, there's a sensor tower that gives away. He's clearly taken that base. Just go kill it. It's right there. He can't get there in time to defend. He's trying to use a Thor drop to help support it because he is desperate right now. He sees her army moving. He's trying to go up there for the mass repair. She doesn't have a planetary busting force, so she does have to pull back. Uh-oh. Cyclone Hellion trying to fight. Cyclones aren't that high damage, remember. Not like the old Cyclones. Good fighting retreat here for Scarlett. Tempting to fungal these medevacs, actually. Files still are unable to land, but if she can just clear these units, it doesn't even matter. If she can fungal the Thors, they won't be able to pick up. Picks up just in time. Nicely done. And a medevac does get fungal piled down. She's got Neuroparasite as well as +2 air weapons on the way. 96 workers. I still would love to see her just run in and spam biles across the repairing SCVs. If the SCVs are like repairing here, you just spray the biles all along the edges. You hit the command center and the SCVs at the same time. Oh, she chains the fungal. Oh, delicious. And 3-3 upgrades never actually got started, so he doesn't really have an upgrade advantage anymore. GUMIHO is definitely in the doo-doo. I do like the Thor drop harass, still doing damage to Scarlett, despite whatever else is happening. These infestors are off on their own, though. Scarlett, what are we doing? She's running infestors in ahead of the army. A little bit derpy-derp. She does back off for now. Thor drop's going to go towards the main base. He's going to go for a hive snipe. No, he's going to harass the high ground. Okay, GUMIHO is really getting very cutesy at this point. Those Thors will smash those queens. Those Thor's hammer, I think is what their attack's called. Yeah, literally Thor's hammer. These boys unzip their Thor's hammers, and they absolutely slap those queens in the face with it. The Corruptors getting punished as well by the big, what are they called? 250mm Punisher cannons. Oh, I'll punish you. They're like, oh, punish me, Thor Daddy. Anyways, I'll stop. Oh, big fungal bile combo in the middle. Oh, he gets Hellbat drops on top of her, though. She quickly tries to pull back. She tries to pull back. The fungals are doing great, though. That heavy infestor count. Oh, she even gets a medevac with Hellbats in it. Corruptors are coming forward to help kill the medevacs also. There is still a Thor behind the mineral line. The Lings are finally going to clean that bad boy up. He had 24 kills. Infestor lands a fungal. Thor hardly able to dodge. Biles landing all over it. Cyclone's going down as well. Infestors are falling, as are Ravagers. But Scarlett showing an expert knowledge of how to use Roach, Ravager, Infestor up into Broodlords and mixing Zerglings in occasionally. A really cool style, and she did it perfectly. All right, everybody, Game 5 is here. It's me birthday, for those who don't know, and I've been given the best birthday present ever, a 5-game series between GUMIHO in the top right and Scarlett in the bottom left. She's going for a standard Hatchcast pool opening. He is going for a standard 1-Rax expand. And I gotta say, there's a lot of people who are saying, go Bio, GUMIHO. Bio was so efficient. I think he was doing good. I just think he overcommitted into those Broodlords and gave up way too much momentum there. If he just killed the hatchery, disengaged, I think this is a different game, but she baited him with the Broodlords. She had the high ground queen spamming transfuses out like crazy. I mean, if you've got like 6 queens there, they've each saved up 200 energy. That's 24 transfuses. Each transfuse instantly heals 75 life, and then it heals another 50 life over the next 5 seconds. Even if you only get the 75 hit point value, I mean, you times that by 24, man, that's an insane amount of healing. And that really ruined GUMIHO with those Broodlords there. The Roaches and the Ravagers coming in from the south as well. That being said, he looked amazing in the Bio game, right? On Site Delta. Scarlett was doing well in that game, but she started to get picked apart a little bit by his just raw mass Bio multi-prong. On the other hand, Infestors have been the game winners. If she goes Infestors instead of Banelings, I actually think she can wreck his Bio style with like a Ling Infestor Ultra or a Ling Infestor Hydra style. But she's going to have to go light on Banelings to afford all that. You can't go Ling Bane Hydra and Infestors, or you're just not going to have enough raw stuff. You'll take way too much gas. You won't have enough Lings to actually survive there. All right, Reaper is there as well. What do we got? Third command center. Reaper unable to get a kill just yet. Third hatchery goes down. Very standard to take the triangular third, and often working your way down here for that gold base. Gold base has big payoff. Especially if you can break these rocks down, you can swarm in from both sides. But I think if you take the gold base, you've got to break these rocks as quickly as possible. Link speed's on the way. Only one worker on gas for Scarlett. It's going to give her the ability to make that lair About 4.5 minutes, maybe 4:45. Lair plus Baneling Nest soon after is usually what you want to go for. Assuming you want to go for the quick Baneling speed for the safety. Chat's asking for the casino, the gambling. We just did one at the start of the series and closed it off. We usually like to let people predict on the entire series. If there's an active mod, sometimes they'll let people gamble map by map, but I think we're fine as is. Oh. Get out of here, dude. This Reaper's scouting everything. Oh, Hellion run by. I like it. Oh, slick move. Oh, but she gets the Evo block up. Oh, beautiful play by SCARLETT. Those Hellions not long for this world. Evo chamber should get cancelled. She goes back to mining. And those Hellions should both go down. Yeah, there's no escape for them. Great cleanup. More Hellions do come in the front, though. She quickly builds a spore to save it. She hasn't lost any drones yet. Flawless defense for SCARLETT. She's got to cancel the spores, though. And she does, just before one of them finishes. Good job. Stim's on the way for GUMIHO. He's going for a starport into second barracks. This is the exact same build from Sight Delta. Ooh, I want to see. If she gets earlier Infestors out, they shut that style down pretty hard. I can't wait to see how this goes. She's going double upgrades. She's playing a greedy Lingbane style. She's going to have much better upgrades this time. They're actually going to be ahead of his. Upgrades are part of what hurt her in the last game. The last bio game. Oh, interesting. She's going to mine these minerals open. Takes just one trip to mine that open. I actually like her taking the back base rather than the gold base. I think the gold base is a little bit ambitious. She's not actually sending the drone out just yet, though. 1-1 upgrades start just before the 5-minute mark. And, of course, extra gases will start now that she's fully saturated on 3 bases. You can see she actually re-rallies the drones to each of its own mineral lines because she needs these drones to saturate the gases at all of those. Now, 1-1 starts here for GUMIHO. He's down about, what, 10 seconds behind. Yeah, 10 to 15 seconds behind on the upgrades. So a slight lead on the upgrades for SCARLETT, but keep in mind, he did not keep building Hellions this time. He's got a much faster 3rd, 4th, and 5th barracks. She got way ahead last time because he delayed it for a long time, was super reliant on Hellions and Hellbats, and she shut those down pretty well. This time, he's going to have a faster bio transition. I think this is a more solid way to open for GUMIHO. Marine's moving south. It's that Stim Marine cancel on the 4th. He got it last time. He's going to get it again. She's going to be kicking herself. She's like, damn it, you did this last time, you cheeky bugger. Creep Shooter going down. She's trying to get over there. Actually, she might be able to barely save it. Yeah, he's gonna give it up. Doesn't want to lose this. Okay, she's going to spam some transfuses on that hatchery. I guarantee you it. Plenty of Zerglings are there, but he's clearing her creep back. Good job. Not as much control as she'd like with that creep spread. Lair finishes up, which means she can start her 2-2 immediately upon this finishing. Armory's on the way, well timed for GUMIHO. GUMIHO is one of the better players at keeping his upgrades rolling. Pretty much every matchup. 3 more reactors finishing for GUMIHO. He is building Hellions off the reacted factory, but now he can build a lot more Marines and start to cascade forward. Starting to get that frontal push power on. Doesn't have the Hellbat just yet, but he will be able to build those in the near future. Queens are moving south. She's coming around with a link flank. He shoves into the mineral line like a psychopath. Oh no, where are SCARLETT's Banelings? Okay, her Queens will transfuse to buy a little bit of time. Oh, the Link's coming around the right side, but a lot of them have been intercepted by the rally of Hellions. Banelings connecting on creep. Oh my god. GUMIHO went for a crazy push, caught SCARLETT with her pants down, but it ends up backfiring on GUMIHO. It was a crazy push. It was an insane commitment to just shove in like that at this timing. But he kind of sensed, where are your units? She was sending a lot around to flank, but then she got a good fight on his reinforcement. Banelings connected, and she's still got 8 Queens alive. She's got 1-2 upgrades coming in as well here. Similar timing, or almost exactly the same as the 2-2 of Terran. So she's not going to have the upgrade deficit. She is playing Lingbane Hydra again, though. She's not adding the Infestors that I was especially keen for, because I do think they'll scale very well. On the other hand, she didn't need it in the last game. She could have just had more Banelings, and that would have worked just fine. It was when she was caught with pure Hydra that she got in trouble. Good moves on the Hydras. Now, remember, she also forgot Muscular Augments last game, and that's going to be a problem if she forgets that again. She's got Groove Spines about to finish. It is the faster upgrade. It's a great defensive upgrade, giving them +1 range. But I'm going to keep this Hydra Den selected. And there we go. She queues it up. Okay, she corrected the mistake. Great correction of the mistakes. I wonder if her teammates are watching her games and giving her advice, like, you know, after the games and stuff like that. This is one of the best things you can do as a pro player, is have a friend, another pro player or trusted buddy watching your games just to point out one or two details you might not notice when you glance at the replay. There's usually one or two small things very easy for a coach or a friend or a practice partner to point out for you. They are in the team house right now over in Shopify Rebellion HQ, so good on them if they are taking advantage of that. Scarlet sling run by will not find much value. The Marines will hold that choke point. Oh, Banelings do take out the Widow Mines. She defends the base, and that base is very vulnerable. Double lib coming around in the rear with the gear. I know that's the SCV line, but whenever someone's backstabbing, hitting them from behind, I always feel like it's fitting. There we go. I mean, about time that hatchery went down, it was inevitable at this point. Hydralisk does pop out there in the main, but over there on the third base, looks like the Queens will tank. Hydras will take care of that as well. GUMIHO's just going for broke right now. The Queens are actually killing. Remember, these Queens have +1. So they're actually 1-1 Queens for once. So they actually do decent damage to the Marines. Oh, she's going to lose her fourth again, potentially, though. Oh, he clicks it. She cancels at the very last second. And medevac does go down. I mean, these trades are still good for Scarlett. She's actually being cost efficient this time. His fourth base much later than in the Site Delta game. And he's now going for 8 barracks, accidentally not starting the tech lab on the last one. He does start 3-3 immediately, though. She's got a lot of Hydras and Lings. She's got very few Banes right now. She's going for just raw numbers of units. It's +2 range, +2 melee. Start up. She's already got the +2 carapace. No Banelings here. Crazy style here for Scarlet. I mean, to be fair, Banelings get wrecked by Widow Mines, whereas Zerglings can kind of drag those into the friendly units really well. Which, oh, one of those Widow Mines did a lot of friendly fire there. Really nice. Lingbane Hydra on the left as well. The Planetary is not quite up on that left. It's almost up. Planetary, the slowest erection of all time, trying to get up there. And it looks like Banelings find the mineral line. Nice hits. Hydra's attacking on the right as well. Both sides getting broken, it seems, by Scarlet. Scarlet, after getting that amazing hold on his first dive on creep with just a few Banelings and Queens, she is way ahead and looking to capitalize. Widowmine does get a nice shot off. She's going to lose that whole Hydra army, which is actually really expensive. That was actually a really bad part of the fight, but she already killed so many workers. She's even picking off a few more in the mineral line. Planetary did survive on the left. I definitely have to favor Scarlet. Even losing that many Hydras, let's put the units lost tab now in favor of GUMIHO. Let's just look at her money. She's on 79 workers. Her army supply is already back to even. Whilst he has got a small upgrade advantage that he's building, he's going to need to work so hard to bring this game back into his favor. Double drop on the right. We'll go after the gold base. She hasn't broken these rocks yet, so it's hard for her to rotate to defend. She's got a few Lings, Banes, and Hydras on the left. A rather large army on the right. She's going to take the watchtower. She's been out-positioned. That drop on the right will cancel her gold base. Nice. Going to continue south. She's ready for that one. The Lings do come out. Now, she doesn't have a hive yet. So she's basically just mass Hydraling Bane. Pretty basic army, but as long as you keep raising that Baneling count, it doesn't matter too much. GUMIHO's finding ways to get good value out of these units. Ooh, hello. Scarlet's got plenty of Banelings rolling in, though. Can she actually take this army out? I think pulling back's a wise idea. Attacking from just one direction gets a little bit awkward. Love to see that Infestation Pit for Scarlet. She's wasting time right now, guys. That Infestation Pit's a little bit slow. If she's going to play this all-consuming lair tech mid-game, well, she can't be letting her bases get denied. She needs to break these rocks there. She needs to control the map. Preferably, she should push GUMIHO off the watchtower. Easier said than done. Look at the way he's positioning. But her Hydras definitely can do okay. The Lingbane do not want to shove through the narrow choke points, though. Those little bridges are very awkward. Second Infestation Pit went down. Her Infestation Pits she built just 10 seconds apart, not even. So that's actually wild. It shows that she's so kind of frantic that she's not actually paying attention to the fact that she already built one. Hydraling Bane looking for the big engage. Overseer's going to try and drag that Widowmine shot onto the Terran army, and it does. Those Marauders taking a big Widowmine hit. The Ling Bane getting overwhelmed here. Hydra Bane preferably would be sandwiching this army from two sides. I really don't think you want this many Hydras, 30 Hydras ever in one army. I mean, as long as she keeps making Banelings, she shouldn't die like the last time. But her hive's finally on the way. I really feel like if she could split her army in two halves and just collapse on GUMIHO's army, she might be able to smack. Her gold base is now mining. Gives her a good amount of income. But, I mean, GUMIHO's fourth has been mining for a while. He's floating a fifth. It's actually his main base he's floating down. He's still playing a momentum-focused style. She's got 4 Infestors and Burrow on the way. Only 20 Banelings. I'd like to see more Banelings morph. They're not the most efficient unit, but right now she just needs to survive. She's still up 23 workers, but he's got 3-3. So he's now back in the upgrade advantage, that old familiar situation. Nice cancel on the hatchery from SCARLETT. She's got a giant army on the top. Decent army on the bottom as well. Well, it's a pretty small one. Baneling's looking for the connection. Good pullbacks by GUMIHO. SCARLETT's going to move a lot of her army down here. There's only a few Marines up top. He kills the hatchery down there. Fusion Core's on the way. Apparently, GUMIHO played this style a lot back in 2017 when Hydra Baneling was first popular. The Marines stim in the mineral line. She's not watching. She crushes the army in the middle, but she loses 12 workers and a base and the army on the south. Oh no, SCARLETT. She pretty much had this game in the bag. But now GUMIHO takes the lead. Oh, she just was so preoccupied microing those other two fights. She simply didn't see it. Not even sent in with medevacs. This was a suicide trip. A literal suicide squad, those Marines on the left. That's very painful. Oh, here we go. She's still got a bit of bank to recover, but if he can keep taking good fights, it'll be good for him. His medevacs are starting to fall, though. Oh, this is a bit of a sloppy fight here for GUMIHO. Oh, there are infestors here. One fungal completely whiffs. The other one could be big. Oh, he's shoving in. He's shoving in. This is a crazy attack for GUMIHO, but the decisiveness does it. I can't believe it. He's done it again, guys. He's cracked through and overwhelmed her. Just with mass bio overrunning the top. Her Ling Bane just could not get good fights. And he was so good with the multi-prong, and now her Hydras are kind of shoving through a choke point. Oh, man. I can't believe it. He just took amazing engagements. He's 8,000 resources ahead, and now she's dead. She's done for. She's pretty much dead. He's got a gold base mining. He's got medevac energy upgrade on the way, by the way. He's not even using the fusion core for lib range. He's literally just using it for medevac energy so he can keep stimming his bio for days. He's going to get the gold base down. Wow. GUMIHO really has just eclipsed his past self. He's, you know, GUMIHO from a few years ago was not able to make comebacks like this, but the new GUMIHO, he's so top tier this year. He's beaten Maru multiple times on LAN. He's such a freaking beast, and I am very impressed to see it. This was always a bit of an all-in for GUMIHO. Like, he's only on 63 workers. He's not adding extra factories, no Ghost Academy. But apparently 3-3 Bio Mine and a Dream is all he needs. Just Bio Medevac, Widow Mines, and the Mass Hydra is not cutting it for SCARLETT. It's really not cutting it, those Hydras. She did get the Muscular Augments this time around. The Infestors came in, and I feel like they can be quite impactful, but they were kind of coming in after everything had already gone awry. Lurkers would be great against this style as well, of course. Oh, here we go. She's looking for the big surround. Big fungal. Oh, chains the fungals very nicely. That was a lovely engage for SCARLETT. She's floating a lot of money, though, and her income is very low. So as much as that fight kicked butt, on the left, there's a new army coming in. He's not going to give her time to gather new energy. As I said, you're going to need like 6 or 7 Infestors if you want those to replace the Banelings in this army. She's still massing Hydras right now. They're going to have 3-3 soon. So she's finally going to get rid of that economic disparity. But she's got no fungal. She's got no fungal. The Infestors out front. Hydra Bane is here. The Infestors are still derping around a little bit. She's got to keep them safe for a little bit longer. GUMIHO's got 3-3s, building more command centers. And he is still just rallying Bio. Keep in mind, he still hasn't made a Ghost Academy, no second starport, nothing like that. But his medevacs are regenerating very fast. Look at the energy regen, guys. 37, 38, 39, 40. Like, the medevacs regen crazy fast because he's got that upgrade. That Caduceus reactor. It's a cracked upgrade for this sort of stage of the game. There's 6 medevacs. It's only 6 right now, not as many as you'd normally like. The Infestor's tracking his army. She doesn't want to give this up, but her Infestor's too close. She goes for it. Unburrow fungal. It's a nice fungal. Another fungal lands from the front side. Good engagement for SCARLETT. On the top, though, she's getting... Oh, Banelings on the Marines? No way! SCARLETT hangs on! Great fungal ambush on the bottom, and she gets Banelings on the Marines on the top at the same time. No way, she's not ready to give up just yet. She's not ready to give up. She's fighting back really hard. I think his income might still be higher than hers, but she just won the last few fights. And this gives her a moment to rebuild these hatcheries, transfer her workers around, and maybe even build more workers. She's still in a fragile spot because her economy's been so bad for so long, and he's got mules, remember. He's only got 3 orbitals, but he does have mules. He's got new command centers. As long as he keeps transferring these workers and getting new bases up, he's going to be good. She's trying to counterattack right now. It's a bit dangerous, though, because she could get jumped on. Yeah, and she's going to back off. She sees with the changeling on the tower, and he jumps and gets the Infestor. Dirty boy. punishes her very well. She's only got one Infestor right now. She needs more than that. She's not droning. She feels like she needs to go win with this army, and that might actually hurt her really bad. She needs to split her army. She can't be attacking through this choke point. She does set a command center on fire on the left. Her Hydras are all stuck behind each other. She gets a good fungal. The Banelings are jumping on top, but the Hydras in the Watchtower are microed so poorly. Scarlet, you got to move those units out of there. You cannot be letting your ranged units get stuck behind each other in that choke point. I mean, she might be able to overwhelm him, maybe. This is still so scary. She's got more Infestors, Hydras, and Lings building right now. If she goes top left, she can kill that command center. She's got one Zergling burrowed. A drop in the bottom right. 3 Marauders, 2 Marines. Take out her new hatchery. Gold base is being rebuilt. She's got this base here. She's transferring that base in the top left to keep it saturated. Mineral income is still ahead for GUMIHO right now. He's getting himself back in this game. She really needs to get back in this. Triple drop, or quad drop indeed, going up the north. On the south, Hydra Bane doing very well. If she can find that drop, she could shut it down. She's going to start transferring workers to this gold base. Her income's about to pop up, but no, it's not, because he's already there. An Infestor, no! She runs an Infestor to its death! She needs to be so clean in these fights because her income is worse, and she got a few good fights, but you can see GUMIHO's much more cautious. He's doing more hit-and-run tactics. She does finally clean up the drop in the south, which is nice, and she does evict this base from the mine and getting a couple of SCVs, which is cute. Of course, as more units come down, she's got to be wary of fighting into that. She's only got 2 Infestors. One of them on the... They're both on the right side of the map, none on the left. She's got more Infestors building now, but she needs them out here already. Without Fungal and without a Concave setup, he can push forward and take a good position. She's got to set up Concaves. Oh, he's just going to shove it. He's just going to shove it. No Fungal. And he says, okay, no Fungal. I can just shove. Jumps on top, kills the hatchery, chases her Hydras off. She does get rid of his gold-based mining. She finds the 2 orbitals that are exposed on the right side. She's going to deny almost all of his mining over there. He never got rid of these mineral walls, which means his SCVs cannot escape. They're all going to go down. She will find them all. No! She leaves the SCVs! Oh, she pulls her whole army home and leaves the SCVs to return to mining. Big mistake there for Scarlet. The Widowmine even gets 5 Banelings on the way out. Oh, what a crazy, scrappy game this has been. Remember, there's a lower bracket, so it's not like this is the end of the day for whoever loses this, but it looks like Scarlet clutched victory from the jaws of defeat, but then unfortunately let it slip away. She was getting close to it. She needed to get a few more perfect fights to truly clutch victory from the jaws of defeat, though. An admirable effort for Scarlet. Infestor's looking absolutely cracked, but she's getting to them a little too late, and they are getting taken down too often. GUMIHO just floating his bases out, keeping up the momentum from start to finish. And he does win the series, a very narrow 3-2 victory.